Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time coming at you with the 2007 film Road. Now, unfortunately, this film did not get much of a release in theaters. I'm not even sure at all, which is a shame. The Weinstein Company, they don't know what the fuck they're doing when releasing stuff. They really don't. I mean, look at Grindhouse, look at a lot of films that they've had. They do a shitty job of releasing them. I don't really understand why. I really don't. I mean, the box office for this was like they released in 10 screens in April 2008. 10 fucking screens. So obviously not much promotion. So what? $7,000 it made. $7,000 is opening weekend. For a few days it opened after that, and it left with $10,000. So, and this is a good flick, and they fucked it up. Weinstein Company are assholes. Or Dimension. And I will be honest, this is the best I've seen of the Dimension Extreme stuff. And right off the bat, the film is not that gory. I don't really know why it's unrated. There's really nothing unrated about this, so it's not that gory at all. So that is pretty false advertising, but still. Um, it is directed by the same guy who did Wolf Creek, which I was not a fan of Wolf Creek. Greg McLean. He wrote, produced, and directed this. Wasn't a big fan of Wolf Creek because, to be honest, to me it wasn't scary, it wasn't disturbing, it didn't care for the ending, wasn't entertained. All I remember is the hit on a stick or whatever that thing with the spine, and that was it. But this film, I thought it was a well done flick. Basically, it's about there's a group of folks who go on a tour of the Australian outback, and Radha Mitchell from Pitch Black, yes, Silent Hill. Uh, she was in The Crazies. I believe she is actually from Australia, so she's using her natural accent, which I think works for her. To be honest, she should use that more often because I think she does. She sounds fine with it. Um, she is the tour guide, and the group of folks you have on there, you have this guy named Michael Vartan, who is he's sort of a travel writer for a magazine, writing articles to places he travels. Like you have a guy uh, who I believe is actually the guy who is the killer in Wolf Creek. He's actually in this film as he's got like a mustache. He's a very nice guy. He's a widower. He's there to spread his wife's ashes. Um, you have like a couple with a kid, and you have a few other folks, and they're touring the outback. Really beautiful photography, I'll say that. Really beautiful photography, really well done. Sorry, shutting off TV. Well done photography, beautiful looking the outback. Well filmed. Unfortunately, I think the DP passed away, but he did a great job with this. Give him a shout out if I can. Will Gibson, I believe he passed away, which is too bad. He did again. He did a great job shooting the film. The backdrop of the Australian outback is really beautiful to look at. Well shot. And this film sort of takes itself seriously. Like I know a few of these films, they kind of don't like. I like Lake Placid. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's a comedy as well as trying to be a horror film, but it's more of a humorous film. Alligator has a good sense of humor. Toby Hooper's Crocodile. I can't remember a damn thing about that movie, but a lot of them, have a sense of humor. This one is again more of a serious film, which I was fine with, and I thought it was well shot, well filmed, well photographed, and I think the cast does a good job. Um, you don't see the crocodile too much. It's a saltwater crocodile. Does a really nice scene at the beginning where you see it kill this bull, and I thought it was very well done, nicely shot. Then we're introduced to the characters. Like Michael Vartan, he stops in this sort of pub, and he sees like these pictures of these attacks, including a very grisly photo of a 12-year-old kid who was attacked. And then they're doing the tour, and it's more of a slow burn in a way of a film because we're establishing the characters and the beautiful scenery of the outback, which I was fine with because for the most part the acting was good. I like Radha Mitchell. I really like the lead guy, Michael Vartan. You actually have Sam Worthington in here. Him and his buddy kind of hassle the folks in the tour guide because Sam Worthington just has a thing for Radha Mitchell, and they fuck with him as well, and he like slips and falls off his boat, and they go off on their way. And basically, they see a flare, and Radha Mitchell's like, it's our duty to go out to anyone who's in distress. So they go off, and they find a boat that's pretty much fucked up. And in the middle of this, they're ready to head back, and something hits them very hard, fucks up the boat, and they basically have to go to this like little, basically called little island type of thing, and they're pretty much stuck there. They can't really call for help. Wait to see if help comes by. The tide is going to be coming in as the day goes on. People get picked up one by one. Low body count, I will say. It is a low body count of a movie. Not too many people. And the killings are not grisly or gory at all. So again, this is kind of false average. Not even kind of. I mean, unrated. There's really nothing unrated about it. It's not that bloody of a film. I mean, it's an R-rated film, but it's really not that bloody, so there's no reason why it's unrated. In fact, I'd probably even say Lake Placid is probably bloodier than this film, to be honest. I would say that Lake Placid is probably bloodier. I mean, you see a guy bit in half, and you see a guy's head bit off. Here, most of the attacks are sort of subdued. Like, they hear something, somebody's been taken, or Sam Worthington and his buddy go by, and their boat gets flipped over, and one guy disappears while Sam Worthington joins the group. And then basically they're trying to figure out how to get off it. Like, there's a thing where they decide to... Sam Worthington is going to go from point A to point B with his rope very quietly, tie it up so the rope is elevated and they can climb through. But of course, you have some stupid people doing some stupid stuff, which is like one gets scared and stops in the middle, and one guy's like, "You're not going to jeopardize my family," and they go on the rope and embrace because they're being an idiot. But granted, that guy did apologize at the end, and he gets killed. And again, it's not gory. You basically just grab and throw him, but I thought it was well shot, and it was fine. Basically, come up with a plan to get out of there, and most of them get out, except Radha Mitchell. She's taken, and pretty much it's Michael Vartan and the dog. And Michael Vartan's like, come back here, because the dog runs off, and Michael Vartan follows into this cave. And of course, there's this big battle between Michael Vartan, the lead guy, and this crocodile in this cave, where he finds Radha Mitchell's body. He's trying to help her. And really enjoyable battle. And that's pretty much the film. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like much, and that'd probably be one of my two complaints with the film, is that it's not really much action. It's not really much of action happening. Definitely cannot call this an action-packed movie. Maybe if there were a little bit more stalk sequences with alligator, it keeps thinking alligator. The crocodile picked off a few more people, and maybe be a little bit more bloodier. Like the cover suggests, a little bit bloodier with its attacks. I think it would have been a little bit better. Those would be my two things, but I didn't mind this film. I really enjoyed this film. It's better than I thought it would be. This is a film that, Sci-Fi Channel and such should take a look at, because you have a director who seems like he knows what he's doing. You can tell it has a little bit of budget behind it, because I think the crocodile looks good. The bits of CGI that they have, I think, is pretty decently done. They do have some practical stuff in there as well. The cast, I thought, worked. You have a few of the supporting characters that but I thought the leads, like Michael Vartan and Radha Mitchell, and even Sam Worthington, I thought they did fine for what they had to do. I mean, I was never scared or, oh my god, what's going to happen? But well shot, well filmed, good cast. When you do see bits of the crocodile, I mean, again, I would appreciate maybe a bit more action or variety or even blood and guts. At the same time, you could tell like this was not just a teeny bopper. It wasn't just a bunch of teens doing stupid stuff, or it wasn't just tremendous amount of shitty CGI. It was kind of subdued, and I guess made you think of sort of the old days of horror films where it was a little bit more subdued, which I was fine with, which I appreciated. I'm like, okay, it's going to go on that route. I thought I did a pretty good job with that. I thought the score was decently done by. I want to give a shout out to that too. Why can I not find it on there? Francois Titaz. And I really love the finale where the lead guy battles the crocodile in this underwater cave. Not underwater, but this underwater. But in this cave. Like I like the nasty bit where he's trying to fight and it bites off some of his fingers. Not all of them, but it bites like some of them off. Well done effect. You're like, ugh. I don't know, it's one of those weird things, like, if it bit the whole hand off, you'd be like, oh. But because it bites some of them, it kind of makes you cringe more. It's weird. It's kind of like the Hills of Eyes remake when it got some of his fingers. You go, oh. I guess it's like, a paper cut or it gets like the tip of a finger. It makes you cringe more than, oh, he chopped his head off. Doesn't make sense, I know. But maybe because you could kind of see yourself that happen to you more so. Like you playing around. Oh, there goes my finger, or something. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I know it's weird, but it's a film that is director knew what he was doing. He got a good cast. Like Michael Vartan, I don't really know much about him, but I thought he did a fine job as the lead. And Radha Mitchell, I think she was very likable. Um, um, it wasn't. I don't think it was a dumb movie. I don't think it was a stupid film at all. I thought it had. Uh, I just. It was a competently made flick. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like there's much that happens, but I thought what did happen was, a well-made flick. And try to go the serious route, and okay, I appreciate that in this sort of genre. I was fine with that. Did not have a dumb ending, and in fact, I thought it was a really exciting ending. I would say the ending, the final battle, would be my favorite part of the flick. I thought that really brought it up a notch. Um, I think without that ending, it probably would have been a disappointment. A little bit of a disappointment, but I thought the ending really brought it up a good notch with a pretty decent battle between and a decent way of killing the creature because it's not just the typical they blew it up because usually that's what it is. They blew it up and they did something a little bit differently, which I liked and appreciated. And either way, I thought well directed, well acted flick that if you haven't seen it, it's worth a look. It has more of a slow burn. It's definitely not as gory as the cover says it, but it's a well done flick. But anyway, that's just my little review of Rogue. It does have some features. Has a commentary with the writer director Greg McLean. Has a good documentary. Well, it has a lengthy documentary on the film, about 45 minutes. Um, Welcome to Territory Gallery mini documentaries. The best way to sum it up is that this is what Primeval should have been. Primeval, I think that's a piece of shit. I ranted on that film. It's on my channel. It's still on my channel and why I hated that fucking movie. It's a piece of shit. It forgot what the fuck it was about for good chunks of the movie. Didn't care about the cast. But that film got a better release than this, and that sucks. Because to me, this is miles better. And that's why this gets a much higher rating on IMDb than Primeval, thankfully. So I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. But this is what Primeval should have been. That fucking movie. That, oh, it's about a serial killer. No, it's about a fucking this. Not a serial killer, Primeval. But this is a much better film. This is what that film should have been. By the way, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.